Hello, I am Anne. Welcome to your practice. Today we're just going to be doing 3 poses to help relieve tension in the back and in the hips. Sometimes it's not really known is the tension coming from the hips or the back, or it's kind of a little bit of both in my opinion. So let's do these 3 poses and just unwind. Come down onto your back to start. And just give yourself a little hug, knees into chest, and make some little circles around your lower back. The first pose that we're going to do today is figure 4. So you'll start with your left foot on the ground and cross your right flexed ankle over your left thigh. I always like to start by just easing into this by pressing hands into thighs. Feels like a nice release for the lower back. When you're ready, take your hands, interweave them behind the belly of your left hamstring. I know some of you like to grab your shin. That's okay as long as you don't have any knee issues. I've kind of trained myself just to go behind the leg, and that means I'm not pulling on that knee at all. Line your left knee up with your left shoulder. Use your right elbow to press into your right thigh. Relax your neck, shoulders, face. If you need something below your head because your head feels really lifted, place a little blanket or a bolster below your head. And feel your hip and your lower back lengthening out. This is kind of the starter pose for pigeon or double pigeon, so if you prefer one of those, you can also do those as an alternate. This one's the easiest on the knees. Let's take about 5 or 6 more breaths here on this first side. Beautiful. Gently release the first side. Place your right foot on the earth. Left ankle with a flex crosses over right thigh. Take your hands again. Just press into your thighs to loosen and lengthen out your lower back. And then moving into figure 4, thread the eye of the needle. Line your right knee up with your right shoulder as best you can. Use your left elbow to kind of open up the left hip. And so you only have the strength where you need it. Maybe it's the biceps a little, the hands a little, but the neck, the shoulders, the face are not doing anything. And if you went further into pigeon or double pigeon, honor that here. Breathe into creating some space in the hips and the spine, the lower back. The hips are really known as a place of old emotions, old energies that it's like our memories. And a lot of times those memories are not the greatest, right? But we hold on to them for whatever reason. We hold on to old stories. We hold on to old ways of thinking. So this is your opportunity to kind of peel those things back, whether you're thinking of things, I really need to let this go, or you're just doing the work and you're lightening the load in your body. You're going to get the benefit regardless. Breathe through any tension or pain that you're feeling here. When I say pain, I mean just it's sore, it's tight, doesn't hurt to do it, right? Although today I feel like it kind of hurts to do it. You always want to make sure that you're feeling safe. Like I feel safe, it really hurts, but I feel safe. And if you feel like, oh, it's too much, you back out of it a little bit. This is not a race. The body will respond when we move into a place that is doable for us, right? When we move past that doable place, that's when we can get hurt. Release that second side. The next pose is here on our back too. You can use a strap if you have one handy. If you don't, we're going to do it without the strap. So right leg to the sky, flex the right ankle, pull your toes back towards you, and take your hands again behind the back of your right leg. Gently keeping your neck, shoulders on the ground, pulling that leg towards you. A little bit more challenging is to straighten out the opposite left leg. Reach up through your heel like you feel like there's a steel rod through the back of your leg. And then just breathe. And the hamstrings might be tight. I feel a little shaking going on in my leg. And if you have the strap goes around the ball of the foot. You can have it in your hands. Or if you know hammock pose, that's another version of this same stretch. So you're doing the one that is accessible right now, makes most sense for your body. Keep lengthening the back of your leg. Try not to get too lazy here. It's easy to just kind of melt into it. I actually feel my leg trembling a little bit. That's so normal. When we open up the backs of our legs, it gives space for our lower back. I always call this the magic pose because after you do the first side, you're going to see here in a moment, you'll feel the difference right away. So first release that first leg out alongside the other opposite leg. And most of us have to look to see if our leg's actually longer. Very mellow, might be. You'll feel all the way from your lower back to your butt to the back of your leg feels different. Magic pose. Let's switch sides. Left leg to the sky. Do the same version you did on the first side. Straighten the leg, pull the toes back. The more you spread your toes and pull them back, the deeper you are. You can stay here or straighten out your opposite right leg. If you use a strap, use it in the same manner you did on side one. Try to keep the sides of your waist equal. Reach up to the heel and breathe into the sensations that you're feeling. Spread your toes. Even stretching the foot and the ankle can open up the hips, the lower back. Everything in our body is connected. Everything has a purpose. Breathe into all the sensations coming up. And this one isn't as magical because we've already stretched the other. But you'll see in a moment you should feel more space in your lower back. Beautiful. Release that second side and stretch the legs out. And then slowly make your way up to your sit bones. And I'm going to give you two options for this last pose. So the first one could be feet together, bowing right over your legs. Baddha Konasana. Okay, second one is malasana squat. So if you're doing malasana, you'll take your feet a little wider than hips width. Turn your toes out to the sides, palms to heart, elbows pressing to your inner knees. Pick which one makes most sense for you. I love, love, love this one for the lower back, but the other one is great as well. So either or, they're kind of, this might be too much for some of you. If you have knee pain, the other one is a better option as well. So wherever you are, just close your eyes and settle in, thinking about space growing across your lower back and across the backs of your hips. Maybe you feel your hamstrings, your groin stretching out as well. But like I said before, everything is connected. Be in this space right now with the pose you chose. I know this malasana squat is the one for me that if my back is ever really cranky, I seem to drop right into intuitively. This is the one my body likes. Take about 3 or 4 more breaths wherever you are. Nice work. If you're in malasana squat, just lift up through your hips for a moment, bow forward, and you'll make your way back down into your seat. You can repeat all of those poses just if you feel like you need a little extra. But let's just take a moment to settle into our bodies. Close your eyes, sit up nice and tall. Take a couple breaths, breathing more open energy into the lower back, into the hips. If that's a place that is always tight for you, daily stretching can make a huge difference. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Anne. Namaste.